Good morning. I am so excited to be here this morning with you to show you the Incredible You project kit. So here in front of me, I actually have laid out a bunch of the cards. Sorry about the lighting. I'm not sure why I've got this big black shadow here near the bottom. So I'll try and work up top where I've got lots of nice light. But I wanted to show you all of the cards and how this kit actually comes when you order it. So when you order it, it's actually this great little package. Everything's all neatly bundled up together. So when you do open it, be very careful that you don't lose any of the little bits. Like we've got the rhinestones here. So I'm just gonna pop this open. The one in front of me I opened up and have been working on, and I've done a few classes with these, and they're just so nice to work with. But what I wanted to show you is the little case, because I don't have any more of these. I've been giving them away as prizes at my classes. So this is a little case that comes in the kit. And it's just like a thick plastic and opens up nicely. You can kind of get in there and open up the base. Oh, this one's a little stiff, so you can come in here and open it up a bit, and it opens up nice and wide so that you can actually fit all of your cards that you create inside here. And so this will actually hold 16 cards when you're done. The kit comes with enough stuff to make 4 of each of these designs. So I just absolutely love this little pouch and everything. Makes for a great gift for someone, or just a great way to store your cards when you've finished creating them, so that you always have some cards on hand. Good morning, Valerie. So these are the ones that I made using the Incredble Like You stamp set, which is the stamp set that Stampin' Up recommends using with this kit. Although when I started making them, I found that actually the only stamps that you use are the word stamps from this stamp set. So although I do really like the other images and I've seen some really beautiful stuff done with it, you actually don't need to have this stamp set to create this project kit. So I'm going to show you today some of my alternatives using some stamp sets that I already had at home. So just absolutely love these. So nice little oranges and lemons, kind of makes me think of the lemon zest stamp set and how nicely that would coordinate with it. Absolutely love this one. This reminds me of the new filigree die cut in the Occasions catalog. So, you know, very simple to create your own watercolor background and use the filigree die to recreate something like that after you've made all of your card kit cards. We've got this gorgeous one with the rose, and actually this rose is the same rose that is here in our stamp set. So really nice, and all the little floral pieces, so you could recreate something like this as well with the stamp set. And then finally this fun little one, just glamour and glitz here. This is an entire sheet of like green glitter in behind here, so really fun. I love that sparkle. So now that I've got kind of a clear spot, oh sorry, and the last thing is it comes with these fabulous envelopes, really nice thick white envelopes, and then they are patterned on the inside to coordinate. So just absolutely gorgeous. So now that I've got kind of a clean workspace to work in, and you can see I've got my beautiful new paper here. This is the 30th anniversary grid paper that I was able to order, and super excited about that. It's so pretty to work on. So once you've got your kit open, I like to kind of go through and sort out all my pieces and put everything I'm going to need for these 4 cards in a pile, and kind of go through and see what's what before I start actually creating, just to make sure, you know, all the pieces came. I've never had a problem, but I like to check that and just kind of get a sense of, okay, well, I can use this many, and will there be leftovers or not? Because Stampin' Up is famous for having leftovers when you're done with the project kits. And so in this case, I'm definitely going to have leftover twine for sure, and it looks like I might have some leftover rhinestones, but the paper pieces were done exactly. There will be no leftovers of the paper pieces, which is fine. So for this first card that we're going to create, I'm going to work on this Incredibly Proud of You card. Really, really nice. So I've got some of the pieces that I need here. I just want to show you, I've already actually adhered this. So I took the sheet of green glitter that they had, and I put a mini glue dot in each corner of this die cut piece, and I put the glue dot, or put the glitter paper down. Now, I was a little bit worried that it wouldn't stick just because this is so glittery, and I mean, you can see there's glitter coming off on my hands and everything as I'm working with this piece even. So I reinforced it by putting a little bit of white glue and letting it sit to the side before I decided to work with this, because I just really didn't want it coming apart on me while I was working on my card. So now that that's done, I'm going to reinforce it even more, because I'm actually going to attach this piece to my card using some dimensionals, and I'm going to make sure that when I put them on, I overlap, so I'm on both the back of the glitter and the back of the die cut piece, and it's just going to act as just a little bit more reinforcement, because this glitter paper is very hard to adhere. I had tried using tear and tape and that wasn't successful, so I found that the white glue has been the best, and then just this extra reinforcement with that piece. Now, before I actually stick this onto my paper or onto my card, I'm going to grab the other little pieces that I need for this card. So let's see. I've got all of my bits. Unfortunately, because I started this kit, all of my little bits are kind of scattered around. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of digging to find these. Let's see. Not in there. So when the pieces come, you actually get, oh, I already had it here. That's why I couldn't find it. You actually get this project kit instruction sheet, and it goes through and it shows you each card and highlights all the little pieces on it, tells you how much twine to pull out, and it just gives you all of the measurements that you need to create each of the cards. It also gives you some tips on using some multi-purpose liquid glue in addition to the adhesives that they supply, and tells you which colored inks you may want to have to work on this. There's also a video link if you really wanted to go to Stampin' Up to see how they've put these together. So that's great. Now the pieces that we are going to be working with, they all come on big sheets like this, and then you punch out whatever you need. So I have already punched out the striped piece that we're going to put in the background. I've punched out where we're going to stamp our sentiment as well. And for this one, I actually am not super fond of the lovely lipstick on this card, so I'm actually going to switch it up and use a different color, and I think I'm actually going to go with Cabana if I can find it on my shelf. I'm in the middle of packing up for some card classes tomorrow night, and so some of my inks have been moved around and I'm not seeing it, so that means I'm going to go actually with Melon Mambo, which is actually right here at my fingertips, and I'm going to use that to do the stamping. So for this one, I thought it would actually really make a nice birthday card. So I'm going to take the Wishing You an Amazing Birthday from the Humming Along stamp set and attach that to one of my blocks. Now these are the cling stamps, so I try not to keep these on blocks. That's why I haven't pre-mounted any of these. I try to kind of use them and then take them off as quickly as I can. So I'm going to actually use my grid paper to help me with this. There we go. And it's a little bit lighter. It looks like I need to re-ink this pad. Wow. All right, that's okay. It's going to actually create a really nice effect on this card, having just a slightly less in-your-face saying. I found that the Incredible You and the Lovely Lipstick was really, really dark and didn't quite fit the tone of the card with all these nice light colors. So excellent. Now we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of that. And this is where we get to start putting our card together. So I do prefer my liquid glue. So that's what I'm going to use to attach this piece to my card. And kind of put that in the center. I love that the stripes are already diagonal. I always struggle, even with my scoring board and everything, I struggle to get like the diagonal cuts and everything. All right, now I'm going to take off the backings of this and get this piece attached. And the final step for this card. Oh, hi Eileen. Whereabouts in Canada are you? I'm in Canada as well. There we go. So I'm going to attach that. And now I've got a piece of this really nice twine that they've attached or given. And oh, thank you for sharing, Valerie. And I'm just going to tie this into a little bow. I just cut this to the dimensions that they had listed in the instruction sheet. And oh, Maple Ridge, nice. I'm just in Port Coquitlam. We're neighbors. Excellent. All right. So now that I've tied this little bow, I am going to grab some of the mini glue dots that they gave. And you know, I love the mini glue dots in these kits because they're not on those confusing rolls. They're on these nice sheets. And so I just peel off the paper backing. I stick my, whatever I'm trying to stick, onto the glue dot itself. Peel that off and stick this on. Yeah, you're nice and close, Eileen. You should come on over and we can do some stamping together. I've got a bunch of classes listed on my website and stuff. And yeah, always looking for more people to stamp with. Oh, whereabouts on the Sunshine Coast, Valerie? I have in-laws right in Sechelt. Definitely going to be at On Stage. Wouldn't miss that. All right, so there we go. And this one is done. So super fast card to make. Now I have a birthday card, which is great. I've got 4 birthdays coming up this week. And that one's set to go. So our next card that we're going to work on is with those gorgeous roses. I just love this card. Oh, Powell River, nice. My friend Kim, who I used to teach with, just moved back there. Her husband Jackie's actually one of the school trustees. Just got elected. So super exciting. Beautiful place. All right, so with this rose card, it has this absolutely gorgeous die cut piece that goes with it. You can see that on one side, well, maybe you can see, I'm not sure. One side it's completely white as you look through the die cut, and the other side actually you can see a little bit of like a tinge of yellow and whatnot to it. You can decide which way you like to adhere it. Oh, actually, no, you can't. Apparently, they would like the yellow set because when you see here, when I lay this down over top, it actually lines up with the flowers. And so, I mean, I could put it down, however, and it's still going to look beautiful. But when you do it so that you actually line up all the images, you can get really nice look. Oh, Eileen, you know what? You absolutely are. This is all about tips and tricks and watching videos, you know, like this one, like others. I spend so much time online watching and getting tips, and then it's just the trying it. Go do it. Get messy, take risks. Excellent. Oh, your daughter's a principal at an elementary school. That's fabulous. Yeah, I'm a teacher as well, but I only work part-time because I've got 2 of my kids, and then my boyfriend's got 3 kids, so we're quite busy around here. So I take 1 day a week off and stay home to get everything done around the house and have a little bit of stamping time. Some sanity. So what I'm doing right now is I've actually just gone and grabbed my 2-way glue. You could also use like a fine glue pen to work on this. And I'm just putting a little bit of glue kind of all over. I mean, it doesn't matter if you hit every spot, but just those key spots that you think may stick out or fall over when you put the card together. So now that I've got the little bits everywhere, I am going to put this down. and just kind of make sure I got those corners and everything. The great thing about the two-way glue is if I missed a spot, I can just kind of peel up the edge and the two-way glue goes on so easily. There we go. Wonderful. So now, Eileen, this is such an easy set to work with because really I'm gluing and I'm following the instructions. I just love this. It makes life so easy. So these are amazing. It just looks like a regular glitter sheet, but as you can see where I've taken these pieces out, it's already pre-cut banners for you. Just wonderful. So I'm going to put the lid on my two-way glue so it doesn't dry out. And here we go. So Valerie, these kits, if you haven't seen these or haven't worked with these yet, you really have to give one a try. I was so shocked at the gorgeous cards that can be made with these kits. And really, like, I mean, I had experienced stampers working on these the other day, doing some amazing things, but I also just had, you know, people who had never stamped before giving it a go, and it works out so well. Is really, they're great for all levels of stampers. So here we go. Now this one, let's see, do I want another birthday card? I think maybe I do, but I'm going to actually do this one a little bit more generic just because I may not use it as a birthday card. I've got a bunch of stuff coming up. I've got friends who are actually currently in PDP and I'm going to be graduating soon and stuff like that. So I'm actually going to peel this birthday one off from my Humming Along and put that away. And I'm going to pull out a Celebrate the Good Stuff. That way, if I end up needing a birthday card sooner than later, I can go with that. But if I don't and I need that congratulations card, then Celebrate the Good Stuff is just a nice one. And that's from the Picture Perfect birthday set. This is one of my favorites for birthdays and just general celebrations. So we're going to pop that on there. And I'm actually going to use Bermuda Bay on this one instead of the Cabana that they have suggested. And we're just going to see what happens there. I find like Bermuda Bay, Pool Party, Cabana, they're all really, they all really work well together and are not quite interchangeable, but almost. Oh yeah, that's going to look great. Fabulous. Happy with that choice. Okay, so now that that one's done and stamped, I'm going to grab some more of those dimensionals. And I love that they send such a big sheet of the dimensionals as well. Now, this one is going to be stuck on glitter. So actually, that's right. I a little bit over dimensional this one because I was worried about it sticking on the glitter and that it wouldn't. So I also put one at the top and the bottom so that they'll stick to the paper that's not the glitter paper. So here we go. I'm going to stick this one down and Celebrate the Good Stuff. There. So now, yeah, I used a lot of dimensionals, but that's okay. I know that that's going to stay put. And final thing is another one of these little bows. And, you know, if you don't really enjoy tying bows, and you can do other things with it, just wrap it around the card or loop it underneath and have some ends sticking out. Or, I mean, honestly, you could skip the bow entirely. The card itself is pretty gorgeous without a bow. So here we go. I do like the bows though. I always like a little touch of fabric on my cards, whether, you know, it's a ribbon or a knot or just a piece of string in the background. So here, now one more of these mini dimensionals. All right. And pop that on there. Oops, that one didn't come off. Okay, press that really hard to get it to stick to the fabric. And now peel it off. There we go. And stick that little bow on. That one needs trimming of the edges a little bit. My ends are a little bit frayed. So grab those. There we go. That's all trimmed. So can you believe it? 2 cards down and we've pretty much, you know, spent no time at all. So I've got 2 birthday cards ready, set, done. Now I'm going to move on to this super fun I don't know, when you look at it this way, it kind of looks like bubble gum, but as soon as you put the die cut over top, it just reminds me of like lemons and limes and stuff. So now this is one that you do have to be kind of aware again of how you're placing it, because I mean, if you do that, it's going to look nice, but if you look carefully, you can actually see there's two circles here to match up with those two. There's the larger circle there. So when we glue this one down, we want to try and line that up, and then that's what gives it that kind of citrus fruit look. So again, I'm going to pull out my two-way glue. I'm going to take that, flip it over, and I'm just always conscious, you know, that I get kind of the edges, the corners. And this two-way glue makes it super easy. Here we go. It's called two-way glue because you can actually use it two ways. You can use it right away as like a permanent adhesive, or you can apply it and let it dry out. And then it's almost more like a sticky note adhesive, something that you can place down and pick up again. So let's see. There, I got a lot of the spots in there, so I think I'm ready to go. All right, and line that up, make sure that edge is straight, and sometimes I just find it easier to flip it over, and then you can rub it without worrying about catching your fingers on the edges of the die cut. So now that I've made sure that that's really attached, I can move on to the next steps in this. So we're going to come over here and punch out, oh, I've got glitter everywhere, wow. All right, punch that yellow piece out. It's actually kind of funny, it almost doesn't show up on the card unless you're really looking for it, but it is a nice little feature there. And I'm just going to throw, actually no, before I throw some glue on the back of that, I'm going to get my piece that I'm going to be stamping just to make sure I leave enough room for it. Okay, so I want to, when I glue this yellow piece down, I want to make sure I'm above that bottom lemon. That's a good piece of information to have before I start gluing. Okay, there. Flip that over. Make sure that's straight. Excellent. Okay, so for this one, I am going to use an alternate sentiment again. So I'm going to clean up my Celebrate the Good Stuff and put that away. You can see my chamois is quite dark in color, but let me tell you, it doesn't work any differently than from the day it was perfectly clean. Absolutely love that thing. Love not having to deal with the chemical scent of the sprays and everything with the Stampin' Scrub anymore. And let's see what sentiment I am going to use on this one. I think the Treat Yourself will fit in that circle. And that would be a really nice little, oh no, you know what? I know what I was actually going to do for this one. I need some Get Well cards. That darn flu is going around. And so I'm actually going to run back over here to the Humming Along set and use the Hope You Feel Better Really Soon. It's kind of nice with all that citrus and everything. You can, you know, maybe pick up a pack of NRC or something and this cute little citrusy card makes a great little Hope You're Feeling Better card. And I am going to stamp it. Let's see. I feel like maybe an orange would be really nice on this. So maybe a Calypso Coral or, here we go. How about a Grapefruit Grove? That's going to actually look quite nice with that. So, ink that up. Feel better really soon. There we go. Yeah, I like that. So again, a little bit more subtle than using the lovely lipstick on there. Now, if you're the type of person who just really wants that statement to pop out, then go for it. Use that. And I mean, it looks absolutely gorgeous, but I'm just going for a little bit more of a subtle look on these cards. So yeah, that'll be nice. So now we have these slightly thinner banners. So there's two sizes of banners you can see on here. So I've just grabbed one of the slightly thinner banners, and I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of that. So as you can see, these kits have a lot of pieces with them. So that is why I kind of sorted through everything before I got started. to make sure I knew where everything was, and yeah, just to make sure that things went kind of quickly and smoothly, because, you know, I'm doing a video, so I've kind of got that essence of time thing going on. But even when you're stamping at home, when you're working on a project kit, you don't want these 16 cards to take you all day. You got other projects you want to be working on, I'm sure. So I just stuck that glitter down. Didn't have to worry this time about it adhering, because of course we're putting the dimensionals on the back of the glitter today. Oh, I hear you, Valerie. I hate autocorrect as well. I don't know. It's the shammy whammy. It's awesome. So originally in this card, they actually suggested doing like a big loop of twine and everything in the background. I'm not sure I actually like that. I've tried it a few times. I just find it looks just a little bit, I don't know, I can't get it right. A little bit of a perfectionist here. So I'm actually going to cut this a little bit shorter again and just do another bow. Getting a little repetitive here with the bow, but I like how tidy it looks, and yeah, it's less stressful for me having to make that perfectly messy but absolutely beautiful twine in the background. Just drives me crazy. So here we go. Another little bow. I'll have that ready to stick on, and I'm going to put some dimensionals. This time I'm putting my dimensionals on the top and the bottom of this so that they kind of straddle this green glitter that I've got going on here. So hope you're feeling better really soon. And then another mini glue dot. Actually, that bow looks a little bit big to me. I'm just going to shrink it down a bit, make it more size appropriate for what we're working with here. There we go. Mini glue dots. And I'm going to stick that right onto my white circle and then trim up those edges so that they're not sticking too far off the card. There we go. All right, and another card complete. Now I have a nice little get well card for all my poor peeps at work who are coming down with colds. And now we have our very last card, saved the best for last. This is the card that caught my eye at Onstage in Florida when I first saw this kit. I'm a sucker for the watercolor backgrounds. I love creating them myself, but I love it even more when I have a ready-made one. So this card I just absolutely adored. I am going to use, of course, a different sentiment on it, because that's what today's all about, is making all those different cards. I've got so many of these with the So Glad We're Friends, which is a lovely, lovely sentiment. But I also need, you know, some other important stuff going on in my life right now, and I need some other cards to share with people. So let's peel this one off. So again, it's a cling, so I want to make sure I get right underneath the sticker label so that I'm not pulling my foam away from my sticker label. And I can set that one aside. And the last one I'm going to create today is a welcome to the team card. It is Celebration right now, which is the absolute best time to join Stampin' Up! If you're going to become a demo. And I have had a lot of people taking me up on the offer of joining my InkPad Pals and West Coast Creators teams. We are very lucky that we have the double team, because I have my own team built, but then I am, of course, a part of a larger team that is very active. And so I have been signing people up left, right, and center, people who are looking to just get a great deal in the catalog, because of course you get $225 worth of product for only $135, taxes and shipping included here in BC. It's slightly different around the rest of the country. So smoking deal. And then of course we have challenges and prizes and get-togethers and monthly meetings, and it's just super fun. So if you're just a stamper looking for somebody to stamp with, it's a great way to join up. And then, you know, if you are trying to get a little bit of extra income, it's a great great business to join in as well. So I have used up all of my welcome to the team cards, so I'm going to get a few more of those created today using this project kit, because we are definitely getting more people joining our team this month. Or maybe not this month, not January. I think I'm meeting with some people in February, so have to have these all ready to go. So I've punched out the square that we're going to be stamping on. I'm going to pull out my Welcome to the Team stamp. And this is a great stamp set for those of you who are demos. This is available only for demos, but it's a great one to use for your own team. But also this Welcome to the Team stamp is fabulous if you want to do like a business night for other people who you may know who are in direct sales. So people who are selling maybe like Young Living Oils or 31 or something like that, and are building their own teams as well in the direct sales model. Have a night, invite them all over and have them create cards to welcome people to their teams. It doesn't just have to be, you know, for stampers. Oh, I know it's such a good deal, but you know what? A small stamp room, my room's pretty small as well. I have just the one desk, and I've just found ways to organize things and of course sell things off when I am done with them. My days of keeping every stamp set I've ever bought are gone. That was key. Keeping all of those stamp sets from the years was adding up, and I was running out of space, Valerie, for sure. So yeah, I just, you know, I went and I signed up this time last year for the same amazing deal. And even though I've been doing Stampin' Up, like using Stampin' Up products for like 21 years, I think, I finally bit the bullet and decided to become a demo and do it as a business at that. And it is just amazing. You know, I go through so much cardstock and all of that, so it doesn't really kind of stick around. And so I find I don't actually need that much of a space. So now I am going to, for this one, do a little bit of that messy, sorry, I'm coming down with a cold myself. I'm going to do a little bit of that messy background that I was saying kind of stresses me out, because this one I'm going to do a little bit differently because I have such a wide space. I am going to find the center of where I want it to be and put down a mini glue dot. There we go. You can't actually see it on there, I don't think. I don't think I can see it, but it is there. The backing is off. And now I'm going to take a piece of my string here and I'm going to stick it onto that dot. And then I am going to loop and stick it onto that dot. And then loop and stick it onto that dot, and then cut off the excess. So there we go. I have that all good to go. Okay, and you know, part of me wants to put in little dots to make the rest of it stay still, but I'm not going to. It will be what it will be. Now we get to use these fun leaves. You get this big sheet of leaves, and you use about 6 on this card. And there's 2 types of leaves here. It's a little hard to see when they're still in the paper, but so there's this one that comes out that's a solid green leaf. And then, oh, you have to be just a little gentle pulling these ones out. I mean, it is the glitter paper, so I do find, like, even when you're die cutting glitter paper, it's a little bit harder to rip it than regular paper, but still, I'm just a little worried about wrecking them. And then these ones have all the centers to pop out. This is where I get really glittery, and then I'm glittery till I shower, and sometimes after. There we go. So pop those out. They are just gorgeous. Here, let me just put these down on white so you can see just really how beautiful these are. So there you go. You got that nice outlined one and then the solid one. So we actually use 3 of each on this card. So I wish I had popped these out before the video, so save you the trouble of watching me painstakingly pick out these bits, but it's not too bad. All right, put my glitter to the side. So that's a solid one. This one needs the centers popped out. All right, and it's actually a pretty easy job. There we go. Just a few more. All right. Done, and oh, this one's being tricky. There we go, done. Awesome. That one's a solid. That one's solid. And you know, if you just really wanted to use all solid, these little bits are stuck in there tight enough that if you don't pop them out and you put a little bit of glue on the back, they will be there, and you just have extra solid leaves if that's the look that you would prefer. All right, put those all off to the side. And now to attach these, I'm kind of going to go, okay, that's where I want my saying. So I'm going to have them kind of come out the top corner and the bottom corner. And so what I'm going to do is peel off the backing of that, and I'm going to stick this leaf onto one of my dimensionals, and I want to make sure that it stays on my card. I do like how it looks when it goes right off the card. However, that makes it very difficult to put it into an envelope. So I am going to be very careful to keep... Oh, what's that? I would use the empty glitter for on a white cardstock. Yes, what a great idea, because this is just absolutely gorgeous, and that would make a really beautiful background. You could also, on the ends, you could do like a smaller punch and get like some little glittery flowers and stuff. So definitely this is not going into my scrap bin, that is for sure. That is going to stick around and be used for something. All right, so here we go. We're just about done this card. This one, like I said, this one is kind of the most intricate of the cards, and takes the longest to put together, but it is also absolutely my favorite of the cards. So there, we've got 3. Oops, no. There we go. We've got 3. It almost doesn't even need 3. It gets a little bit busy, but I've started, so let's finish what we've started. Oh, that one, the backing didn't come off. The whole thing came off, so I'm just going to stick that onto my leaf and then take the backing off. There we go. Keep that on the page. Try and get it under my strings. Let's see if I can get the backing off this one. Success. All right. For sure. There we go. Keeping it on the page. Okay. So yeah, I'm super excited now to have, you know, my Get Well card, my 2 happy birthday cards, and my welcome to the team card. I can't wait to give this one out. I just always love, you know, when people see all the glitter and everything, and yeah, there we go. Put that one down a little bit lower. Perfect. Put that string back up over top. And now I'm going to grab some dimensionals, of course. I can't remember the last time I made a card that didn't use a dimensional. Little bit obsessed. And now with this one, because of where I've put all those leaves, I'm going to make sure to just put my dimensionals in the 2 corners that don't have leaves, and maybe a little bit lower down so that I miss this knot here and don't get a dimensional over top of that. All right. Okay, come on. There we go. Sometimes my hands do not want to work in the mornings. I have trouble getting these backings off. There. Although I must say this dry weather has been really working for me. My hands have not been nearly as stiff as when we have the really wet weather. All right. There we go. So that is almost done. Now we just have these flowers to add on. So they come on a piece of paper to punch out. I'll just show you. So they come like this, and you just pop them out. I've already popped mine out, and I've even put some some rhinestones on these, and I'm just going to use some mini glue dots to pop these onto my card. All right, there's another one that came off with the backing, so no worries. Stick it on, take the backing off, and then pop that on there. All right, and another backing there. Done. All right, let's see, up. a little ways. And one more. So now as I'm looking at these and realizing that they have the rhinestones on them, I'm realizing that I forgot to put the rhinestones on some of my other cards. And it's kind of funny because I feel like with all the glitter that you almost don't even notice the rhinestones when they are on a card. And so I wonder, you know, do you even need to add them? I am a big fan of making things sparkly, but you know, if you don't need to, you don't need to. And I realize that's a little bit crooked, but that's okay. That's how she'll know it was handmade. And there is our last card. And yeah, I agree with you, Valerie. They are so pretty. These cards are just unbelievably gorgeous. So I am just so thrilled that you were able to join me and see these being created. And, you know, grab an Incredble Like You kit. I have heard that they are getting low on inventory. So if you are interested, I would grab one sooner than later. And it's just fabulous because you get to make 16 cards, 4 of each. And, you know, because these spaces are so great, you can mix them up. You could make 16 completely different cards with different sayings on all of them. And then the gorgeous package to put them all in. So just such a beautiful, beautiful kit. And I'd like to thank you for joining me today. So if you want to see more videos, 9 a.m. every Wednesday, I'm here with some kind of project or a technique to show you. And yeah, have a great day. Enjoy this sunshine if you're here on the coast. And stay warm if you're back east. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.